What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Fisker. This stock hands down is one of the biggest roller coaster plays of anyone's life. I want to go over some of the current data points, talk on what is causing it to go up as much as it is, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So right now it is up 12.27%. Tons of money is getting into Fisker. So the market's been open about 15 minutes and 22.3 million shares have been traded. 81.9 is the average. So today is going to be a very high volume day, and plus very volatile. I think we already kind of know that. So what happened after hours yesterday? It had news drop and it kind of spiked all the way to 25 cents. No official news. Unofficially though, there was this that did come out. So Fisker breaks silence about potential bankruptcy, and here's what it had to say. So ultimately they are kind of addressing this rumor that came out on March the 13th about Fisker shares in free fall as company plans bankruptcy filing. And a lot of this did originate from them just hiring FTI Consulting and Davis Polk law firm. And so all in all, it was just very much speculation, no different than the Nissan kind of scenario. In here, it actually says that the company was in talks, insinuating that the talks between Nissan and Fisker did kind of dwindle out to nothing. So this caused it to go down 40 something percent. Crazy day yesterday. But because of this news, it does look like they are addressing it in a very timely manner. And I did say that in my last video, if I was the CEO of Fisker or one of the big executives, I would do a immediate interview just to add some transparency, because you need to stop this rumor straight quick. And so ultimately it says late Thursday, Fisker executives said in a statement that in general it does not comment on market rumors and speculation. So there you have it. Obviously it is essentially just a rumor, but they went to say that the company often works with outside advisors to help manage the business and assist in developing and executing strategies. So ultimately this right here, so how they hired FTI Consulting, essentially that wasn't for bankruptcy, that was just for their day-to-day business. And plus a lot of people in between when this rumor came out to today, a lot of people have been posting that Fisker is hiring a ton of staff, and it's new listings. It's not just old listings. They're hiring a lot of kind of big key pivotal roles. So all in all, it looks like they are still functioning operationally, so no real kind of backing for the bankruptcy. But in my opinion, I think the damage has been done, and I don't know if this will result in a lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, because this is where this originated from, because right now just people don't necessarily fully believe it. If so, this would go back to the like 60 cents or plus, right? Like it wouldn't be anywhere close to these levels. So there is still some level of hesitation that that kind of rumor did start, unless people just don't believe this. Essentially, I'm not really sure. But the executives also did say that Fisker is focused on raising additional capital and engaging in a strategic partnership with a large automaker. So once again, that still essentially is on the table. They've never once come out saying that it's Nissan. They've always kind of maintained their composure. So I think all in all, it's still fairly good. Maybe the market just is a little bit more apparent and more aware of their financial circumstances. So once again, they do really desperately need a partnership to really save them. So again, there's that attribute that probably is what is keeping it as low as it is, because logically this should really skyrocket back to the 60 cent range. So if you do believe that this is truly a rumor and that Fisker is technically going to be fine and no bankruptcy, take advantage of these prices, because then this is probably one of the biggest overreactions in the broader market. And one thing to really validate that this is a rumor is that no analyst did any ratings, because if they did truly feel that it was bankruptcy or heading down that route, analysts would be amending their ratings and to be like 20 cents or even potentially lower. So again, that's kind of one thing that you need to keep in mind. Looking at shorts, surprisingly, they're not doing all that much right now. So increasing or not again doing anything, but 19.97% of the free float is being shorted. 90.38 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is 17.09%, and utilization is 74.54%. So kind of interesting, the fact that they aren't doing all that much. Maybe they have been exiting a lot of their positions, and plus you can kind of tell if you zoom out, looking right here, they have been in fact exiting ever since it looks like beginning or mid-January. So that is where the short interest was 51% or just over that. So it has been more of a downward motion with that. Aside from all of that fun jazz, let's talk on options. So I didn't want to refresh this. This is from yesterday, just to give you a good overview. $304,000 in calls being purchased versus 825 in puts. And so based on yesterday's sentiment, 54% of all the options being done were optimistic. So that was kind of refreshing to see, because it kind of shows that people did feel that it was a rumor. So again, that's something to consider. So this is the new information as of right now. The market has been open 20 minutes, $37,000 in calls being purchased, 48 in puts, and 53% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. So of course, once again, people still do feel that it is an overreaction. Of the call options that are being purchased, there's a large consensus for it to be above 50 cents. So logically, people are assuming that the market is going to react positively to this news and cause it to get back over that 50-cent mark. But right now it's kind of still lagging somewhat. But looking right here, no big transactions above $100,000. The big money still isn't really getting into Fisker. That's probably what a lot of individuals might be assuming. Looking on the technical stance though, it is below a lot of the key pivotal moving averages. So even looking at the 1 minute, the 4 hour, it is below them all. So it's very overdone. And normally for a stock to be overdone like this, there is some relief rally beside the point. So I think today there would have been kind of an upward momentum despite even this news coming out. So I think that there is a lot of manipulation and just people are just not believing in Fisker right now. So like I said, I think there might be a lawsuit associated to this because it really solidified the sentiment on Fisker that it is crap, if that makes sense. So this definitely did so much damage to the actual stock. But moving on though, looking on the actual chart, it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Looking at stochastic, it is very oversold, so it is at roughly about 5. So in theory, if there is a good piece of news associated to Fisker, this is where you should see value investors coming in. So I think right now maybe Fisker just needs to do an actual interview, not just this format. But then again, I could be wrong because clearly this isn't doing all that much to help rectify this deficiency right here. And looking as far as this goes, number of retail investors were just completely running for the hills yesterday. Today they're slowly starting to come back in. So based on the volume, it looks like a lot of institutions are trading this, not getting in for the long term, but they are trading it as well as retail getting back in. So let me know your thoughts on Fisker. What is your thoughts, for instance, on this news? And do you think that the damage has been done? And is it kind of fixable, or is it again too far gone? So what's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moonwith, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.